Hey, yo, what's the deal? That's your boy Tag from Pro Wrestling Tag. You know what I'm saying? As of this recording, it is 8:57 p.m. You know what I mean? January 27th, 2025. You know what I mean? So right now I'm outside I'm outside in Fort Greene, Clinton Hill. Not around the park, but I'm outside the area. You know what I'm saying? Just, I'm washing clothes and shit. You know what I mean? Because I like to go late. You know what I mean? I got work in the morning. But still, who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? Who cares? You know what I mean? So I wanted to drop this quick video because it's funny. It's funny how when AEW sickos don't get their way, their best source of complaining is fucking social media, right? And so Jordynne Grace officially signed with WWE. They said it's a multi-year deal, and you knew this was going to happen. You know what I mean? If anything, I know WWE is going to book her to the masses. If anything, right? Not only do I have a debut at the Royal Rumble, right? But I also have a win the whole thing. You know what I mean? I think it makes a lot of fucking sense for WWE to. Damn, let me get my shit. I think it makes a lot of sense for WWE to, put the rocket ship on her ass. You know what I mean? Because they could turn her into a superstar and you know what I mean? They could make her win, the WWE Women's Championship. Whichever brand she goes to, right? Whichever brand she's assigned to. And, you got people who are in their fucking feelings. You know what I mean? You got people who are in their fucking feelings about it. Mostly the AEW fans, they are pissed as fuck about Jordynne Grace, right? But this is the mentality. This is the AEW sickos mentality, right? This is what the fuck they do, okay? This is what they do, and it's comical, right? But nobody was saying all these things last year, right? When these motherfuckers were signing, Mercedes and fucking Okada and Will Ospreay. Nobody was saying that shit, right? If anything, that was basically, throwing that shit in WWE's face, right? But now that the tables are turned, right? Now, they don't like this shit. They don't fucking like it. You know what I mean? They're in their fucking feelings. You know what I'm saying? And that's good for them. That's good for them because, let me put my gloves on, it's fucking cold. Because you knew this shit was going to happen. You had a feeling this was going to happen, right? And, damn. And, let me just put the other gloves on. You know this was going to happen, right? But also, they brought up her husband in this shit, right? They brought up, they brought up Jonathan Gresham. They brought up, his past history with Ring of Honor and Tony Khan and all this other shit. I think now it's safe to say that Jonathan Gresham is going to wind up in WWE. I think it's safe to say I think he's going to be in NXT. He'll be a hand. I think he really, the thing with Jonathan Gresham is he's a wrestler who's just there. He's more of a hand than anything else. I don't really see Jonathan Gresham as a guy who they could build upon, but I think he's going to be a hand, while there, right? But going back to AEW, and the fucking sickos, they decide to bring his name, involved in shit, and it's comical, yo. They're so fucking bitter. They are so bitter. One person I'm expecting to bitch and moan and complain about is, or who I'm going to hear from is, what's this dude name? I think he calls himself The Real One. And on Twitter. I think he calls himself The Real One. Where he's basically, and I don't know if he's trolling. I don't know if he's trolling or he's dead ass serious. But he's basically like a super AEW show. You know what I mean? He's a bona fide all elite wrestling show that's just, man, he's Mr. Frontline AEW, right? And I'm like, wow, like these dudes, man, like these dudes really don't have a fucking life. You know what I mean? These AEW sickos really don't have a life because, you know, you're mad because somebody else got somebody who you want to. And then also on top of that, there's two things on top of that. On top of that shit, right? You know, Jordynne Grace was never going to go to AEW because she knew how fucked up the promotion is with women. She knows that shit. You know what I'm saying? And they definitely want to push her, just like how they want to push the Motor City Machine Guns, right? I think there's a fucking siren behind me. They would have pushed. Yeah, that's an ambulance. They would have pushed the Motor City Machine Guns. They would have put these motherfuckers on fucking Ring of Honor right now, you know. And man, the other thing too with the news that also came out is AJ Styles is making his return this Saturday at the Royal Rumble, and that's another thing that AEW fans were pissed off about. They was like, oh man, we could have had dream matches with him and with AJ and Will Ospreay. We could have had dream matches with AJ Styles and Kenny Omega. We could have had dream matches with AJ Styles and Kazuchika Okada. Like, fuck that. You know what I mean? If anything, it's the other way around now. Now more than ever, it's the other way around. You know, like I said, and like Dave Meltzer said, and again, I don't really defend Dave Meltzer on these things, but for this one, I'm gonna have to. Just like what he said about AEW, right, a couple months ago. AEW is no longer a place, it's no longer an attractive place for free agents. No longer. I don't even know what's going on with Speedball Mike Bailey. I mean, I don't even know what the fuck is going on with him because he has yet to debut. You know what I mean? He has yet to be on AEW television. So I don't even know what the fuck is really going on there, right? But with Jordynne Grace, you know, with anybody who WWE signs, right? They just get like so deep in their feelings to the point where like they just get bitter and mad, like you know, like what you mad for? You know what I'm saying? Like what are you pissed off for? Like, yo, just let them get what they need to get, and that's it. You know, like AEW, like I said, AEW is no longer the place to be. No longer. It's no longer the place to be. Shit, you even got the indies, you know, now talking shit about AEW. Because AEW basically destroyed independent wrestling. You know what I mean? Independent wrestling. And you know what? I think that's another reason why independent wrestling is not in the boom period that it used to be. In the boom level that it used to be, because AEW fucked it up. I think with All Elite Wrestling, I think they destroy any excitement for indie wrestling. And it's fucked up. Now, I mean, you no longer have, you know, that major indie promotion that people can go to be showcased. GCW is not it is not a prominent, you know, oh shit, hold on real quick, guys, hold on. Sorry about that, guys, it's a fucking siren, but GCW is no longer, it's not even near in the level of how Evolve was and fucking Ring of Honor, Sinclair Ring of Honor, right? So, fuck it, I'm just let it go. You know, and speaking of GCW, I seen some shit with Effie that was just like mad disgusting last night. And I'm like, I didn't see it, but then like I saw like images of it. And I'm like, yo, that's why independent wrestling's in the shit that it's in. You know, but yeah, Jordynne Grace was never going to go to fucking AEW. You know what I mean? Like, she was always going to be WWE bound. And this is what you're going to get with the TNA relationship. You know what I mean? Like, you could get mad all you want. You could get pissed off and tight. You could blow a gasket. You can do whatever you want. You know what I mean? But this is basically what it is. You know? And like I said, WWE has an influx of talent coming. And like I also said, you know, AEW is now an official, you know, feeder system for WWE. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think, see, this is why WWE is smart. Like, they think 10 steps ahead of the game. You know what I mean? Like, they're playing chess with motherfuckers who play checkers, man. You know what I mean? So I'm about to be out, guys. You know what I'm saying? This video is going to go up at about 11:30. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to definitely catch y'all tomorrow, because I hope there is news. All right? Peace!